6:40 a.m. on this Sunday morning, September 28th, 2025. Don't know. Yeah, I guess. There's something right here in our morning sky. We have actually had quite the clear, starry night sky this morning. But, unfortunately, we have clouds that is moving into the eastern horizon. I noticed this when I looked out my bedroom window this morning as I was checking out our situation for our weather today, which we're supposed to be having sunny skies, but with a little bit of clouds this morning. And where's those clouds? Yeah, right where the sunrise is to occur. And I am like very early for said sunrise, if you will. We'll go ahead and look at some of this other dark hour lighting, if you will. Yeah, pretty, huh? Oh yeah. And the thing is, I might just end up walking over here and possibly deciding to turn around and walk right on back because of what I am seeing. And we got this place all lit up with their Halloween decor. Oh yeah, and I don't know if we could see this back here or not, boy, it's dark. Wow, those are some heavy lines back there. Oh yeah, they've been covering the sky big time already this morning. Gee, I wonder why. I'm still going to go ahead and walk on over here and wait for a few minutes to see what should happen to transpire or evolve. Looking pretty gloom out here, but that won't stop me from recording just that much more later on today. You might be able to see these a little bit better as we are getting a little bit brighter in our eastern sky location. But once again, I'm going to go ahead and head over to our viewing location for our sunrise recordings. Alright, we are at our location now and viewing the eastern horizon. We can see once again. And yes, all of this is previous trail activity. Okay? Now then, pertaining to this, we've got these ridiculous hearings that's going on in our government pertaining to, well, they want to classify it as geoengineering of the skies, of the weather. Well, Too little, too late. You're not going to get anywhere, just like with, you know, all these hearings about regulation for artificial intelligence. Too little, too late. You know, once an avalanche begins, there's no stopping it. Okay? And we are at the bottom of the mountain, right underneath the falling rocks. And furthermore, when it really comes down to the nitty-gritty, and as far as this pathetic platform known as YouTube, and, well, their once parenting company Google, of course everything Google these days. Well, between those two entities and their parenting company or companies, whatever the case may be, is in violations of their own guidelines and policies when it comes down to spreading misinformation and disinformation by affixing and applying these little information banners pertaining to contrails. And they should be held liable, just like they have held us liable whenever we should happen to spread so-called misinformation or disinformation. They have unfairly applied these narratives to many channels for many different reasons, different narratives for those reasons. And all of them have been misinformation, if not disinformation, lies, deception, and it is all corruption. Google is very corrupt. Their AI system is very corrupt, known as Gemini, formerly known as Bard. YouTube is very, very corrupt. Well, of course, the sins of the father passes on to the son, right? So yeah, I lay all blame for a lot of chaos and confusion today onto this thing called Google and everything Google. After all, I've shown you evidences and proofs of what they have done against me. And of course, you know, I expect more. Because of the games, the stupid games that they persist in playing and want to continue playing. They're going down. Eventually, they have to. So, okay, enough of that. What'd you think of the red spheres? Whatever. Now, I do want to say one thing. I am damn proud of my channel, and I am damn proud of my content. I don't have much to show for it as far as subscribers, especially that of likes. But I don't care. And that's why I'm going to continue to do what I do best. And you're seeing it. Oh, quality isn't all that great. It doesn't have to be for what I do and for what I show and share. But when it comes down to malicious destruction of private property, such as scrubbing all of the data on a memory card? Yeah. Alright, I'll shut up for now. Oh, let me just go ahead and real quick recap what occurred yesterday morning as I was standing here recording a rather decent sunrise with quite a few other things that I had recorded and was antsy and eager to share, such as the airplane that flew directly over my head, which once again, if you've been following along with my content, whether video or community posting, this airplane flew directly over my head, and then again after I was done recording and directly went to feed the cats, that airplane flew right over the woods and again right over my head. But in the meantime, while I was standing here and after that airplane, there was an unmarked law enforcement vehicle that was slowly driving on by down this road and looking right at me. And then a little bit later, I happened to turn my head and look to the south down this 2-track and urban and down here to this location back here near the light, over here in between the lights actually, and there was a white truck that had been sitting there watching me until I had turned and pointed my camera and started recording that truck, and then zoom, it turned and took off. Okay? Now, sure, coincidences? Maybe. But if you were in my shoes and experienced this quite frequently, you might think otherwise. And it is getting a little bit brighter back here. And you might be able to hear this humming. Almost 24/7 that this humming continues on. Let me tell you what, it gets to you after a while. That is, if you tune in to it and it is very disturbing to the senses after long durations of time. I know I don't know where it's coming from, but like I said, it is virtually non-stop. But I can say something that is kind of strange. It's been, I think, 5 days since I've had sounds in my head, those frequencies. That's the longest that these frequencies have ceased, and I don't know how long. But we are slowly losing our visibility of stars, planets, whatever the cases may be out here. As we do continue to get that much brighter, which is already starting to have an effect on this phone's recording, or the camera. Go ahead and get last look at this one here before I once again pause this. Yeah, I'm going on 15 minutes, yeah. We'll continue on shortly. amongst the hum. I should have brought my camping stool. Sitting on the ground is kind of cold on the butt. But while I'm thinking about it, I will be including, keeping my fingers crossed that I remember that is, a link to a channel which I told them that I would be sharing their content, which is actually from the year 2024, last year. And I got to tell you what, talk about a really great recording of a sky observation of a anomaly that took place, and I have never seen nor heard of this. And I'm quite well acquainted with natural phenomenons and anomalies that occur, but this one, you know, takes the cake as far as I'm concerned. I really enjoyed watching the video. I subscribed to this man's channel, even though he only has one video, because that way I can go back and watch it again and again. And furthermore, share it, as I'm going to do so. Once again, keeping fingers crossed that I remember. But the recording comes from the great state of Texas. And it's an enjoyable watch. I mean, just really, really cool. That's all I'll say. But we have this mass. You can even see it kind of extends beyond the trees back here, slowly blocking our viewing of the sunrise. Yeah. I'm seriously thinking that you know, my channel is being highly, if not heavily, monitored. And they're doing whatever they can to block the type of content that I tend to share. And personally, I think I have enough evidences over that one too. But yeah, you know, this is our location to where we should be seeing the sun rising. And well, with this mass that is moving in, yeah, very debatable on whether we will capture anything or not. And I came prepared. I've got my Polaroid sunglasses on hand, which I did not have yesterday morning during my recordings, and I actually had to go back and retrieve them as they had dropped onto my bedroom floor. And then I came back and continued recording, but hey, it all got wiped right out. And we had also, as the sun was coming up, what cloud material was basically to the east and overhead, and as well as to the south. Yeah, they were exhibiting some great colorations due to the reflections of the light. But again, are we going to see anything this morning? Only time will tell. And I do have to state that it is, so highly coinky dinky that what cloud coverage that we are experiencing is not supposed to stick around, as we are to have sunny skies throughout the remainder of this day. So we are only getting cloud coverage during our sunrise. Again. You might be able to hear them. Up here in the trees. Oh, hey, we're getting a little bit of breeze coming on now. Pushing that cloud material that much quicker. This location back here. But anyways, we have the sound of bats. I just seen one fly, but they're out here doing their little radar sonar clicks. Just another side observation. Yeah, as you can see by the cloud movement here, let me dim this back down. They're moving slow, but directly towards the direction of said rising sun. We're starting to see a little bit of colorations to the cloud material though. I'll just kind of dim this down. More than likely we'll start seeing that much more in the way of like a pale pinkish hue. But again, slowly filling in the background of the eastern horizon here. Yeah. Okay, so another real quick observation. Let's dim this down a little bit. Looking right up over my head, it looks like there was something that cut right through here. There's like a black line up here, as well as, well, kind of looks like we got a little bit of frequency action, creating some waves here. Pushers. And as I kind of turn and look, see that? Yeah. Yeah, much akin to what I was viewing yesterday morning. Very hazy looking in the background. Possible potential fog. You can see back here a little bit. But all in all, what I see dawn and dusk are very dirty skies. Alright, I am going to dim this down just a little bit here because I want to show a 360 viewing of what we have going on. This is the east, going around here, facing south, okay? Facing west, facing north. All cloud material is to the east, where the rising of the sun is to take place, and all of this is moving to the east, and once again, where the sunrise is to take place. But yet, this right here looks like it's the last of it. Perfect blockage to that greater light, in which we might not get any type of a decent viewing whatsoever, at least not this morning. That's okay. I don't mind showing that much more proof. Well, that was very interesting. We are now at the time of, got a squirrel up here. 7 a.m. I do believe. Hold on, let me check, wait. No, 7:25 a.m. Yeah. Anyways, as I'm sitting here, something very strange just happened. I was looking around, and right near this tree right here, up in the air, I spotted a blue jay. And it was flying in my direction, and then all of a sudden, it curved in its flight and flew back into the direction of the apartment complex. I do believe that was Jayhawk, my buddy the Blue Jay, scoping on me and what I was doing, and possibly waiting for breakfast. That was really cool, and it's just too bad I couldn't have recorded it, but oh well. There we go. There we go. Let's get some more proof in the pudding here. Well, maybe. Yeah, I guess I gotta stand up, huh? Oh. Yeah. See, it has begun. And, well, I tell you what, their timing. Boy, they're getting pretty good with their timing, huh? With this cloud coverage. You see this? Now, once again, as I kind of do a little look around here, we do have some formations back here to the north now. But otherwise, quite the clearing that seems to be kicking off, getting some pink in the western horizon. And, well, did not get any decent cloud colorations like we were getting yesterday morning. Well, we still have a ways to go before that greater light makes its appearance. And we're already a half hour in length. And I will state that yesterday morning, because of the skies having that dirty appearance, kind of like a haziness, yeah, I had quite the difficult time capturing that object in the morning. But when I did, well, it wasn't just one object, okay? And I'll leave it at that. Yeah, definitely some fog in the distance. Yeah, I spoke quite a little bit about that yesterday morning too. Condensation, yeah. But I'm not going to rehash all that. Yeah. It's going to be completely obstructed. They got the timing down perfect, but that's okay because I'll be back later. Supposed to have clear sunny skies. Well, I guess they flew a different direction. Had some geese flying over. Yeah, got some decent recordings of that yesterday too. But gone, scrubbed, completely wiped out. Not showing up very well. Getting some really pretty pink of the under side of the clouds. Got a couple of geese flying. Oh yeah. Oh, I tell you what, this camera does not do any justice to what I am seeing out here. Wow. A lot of honkers out this morning. You know what? Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. You might be able to see the glow up to the undersides of the lower clouds. As this camera is just not doing this justice at all. No, not at all. Yeah. Oh, and I don't think I can. No. sometimes just on the positioning of the camera can influence the lighting, the exterior lighting of the sky. But well, I tell you what, this is just beautiful out here, but no, it's just not going to come out like I'm seeing it. I mean, because the upper mass of clouds is like purple, and then down below that is more of a type of a pink. Well, now it's changing that much more. Wow. Honkers everywhere. And getting a little bit on that material up there. Well, the time is 7:45. Okay, yesterday morning, as I was recording this, that greater light actually was positioned right above the smokestack. And that was kind of cool looking. But it is starting to make its presence. Okay, I've just stood up so we can see it a little bit better here. And we got regular lighting. I'm going to start with my experimenting. I'm going to go ahead and let this rise a little bit higher, and we'll experiment just a little bit more. Well, and then again. Yeah, I'm going to pause it just for a couple of moments here. And a few moments later. Sounds like it's starting to wake up a little bit around here. Are we zoomed in all the way? Yeah, we are. Okay. Oh, yes, I am monkeying around here with glasses and whatnot. Now, this is regular lighting. This is with the polarized lens. And as I dim the lighting, okay, yeah, we're having some issues with the camera. Yeah. Can we capture anything? Getting mighty bright. And of course, I noticed the timing once again. Drop that lighting all the way down. Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're getting anything or not, people. Pow. You know, I'm thinking they put something in the air to where it's making it very difficult to pick this up. Look at that lemon. Well, when you get lemons, make lemonade, right? Yeah, starting to get the lens flare kicking off now. Okay. Yeah. I'm sort of somewhat believing that I'm seeing it back here, but of course the cloud coverage is highly affecting it. Yeah. Moving rather quickly. And because of this cloud coverage that's moving in, I'm going to wait for it to hit the top of the smokestack, and then that's going to do it. Because we are at 46 minutes, going on 47 minutes now. Yeah. It'll only be obstructed for so long. Okay. I gotta stop this because something just came up. Some kind of notification on my phone. This is AI garbage, and my phone is nonsense. Well, people, that's it. I'm going to review this. We'll go ahead and, yeah, we'll resume at a later hour. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great one.